Hi everybody, my name is Mike Frey. I'm the sous chef here at White Horse Village. Today I'm going to be demoing for you osso buco. Now osso buco is a classic Italian dish made from veal shanks. That's what I have right here. Veal shank is a cut directly below the knee. The typical way to cook this is braising, which is a combination cooking technique. I'll be talking about that a little bit later. My mise en place, what I have ready to go right here, I have my shanks, I have my mirepoix mixture, which consists of carrots, celery, onion, thyme, bay leaf, peppercorns, and a little bit of garlic. Okay, so to start, we're going to season up both sides nicely with salt and white pepper. Now over here on the stove, I have ready to go a hot pan. I'm going to add a little bit of my oil. You want to make sure your pan's very hot because in order to sear, you want to make sure you have very hot and so you brown the meat quickly. Okay, now before I put these in the hot pan, I just wanted to give you guys a close-up view of the veal shanks. See, you've got a nice amount of meat surrounding the bone here. The cool thing about osso buco is once it's cooked, you can take a marrow spoon and you can take the marrow out of the bone. Typically spread it on some crackers and enjoy that along with the dish. Okay, now that my pan's very hot and I have it coated in oil, I'm going to put the meat in there. Now if you can hear the pan sizzling and if you can hear it dancing around kinda, it means you have a nice hot pan. That's what you're looking for. Very hot so you can sear that meat very quickly. Now while this is working, on my pan over here on the side, I'm going to add a little bit more oil. And I'll add my vegetable mixture to that. Okay, now while that's cooking, I wanted to talk a little bit about braising. Braising is a combination cooking technique incorporating both dry and wet cooking methods. We start out with the dry cooking method, searing the osso buco in the pan. What we're doing is we're locking in all the juices, we're searing the outside so all the juices inside don't escape during the cooking process. After the osso buco has been seared, we're going to transfer it into a roasting pan and then cover it in some beef stock. This is where the moist methods cook in. We're going to then pop it in the oven and cook it at about 300 degrees for 4 to 5 hours, very slowly. This will tenderize the meat, so much so that it's falling off the bone when it's ready. Okay, now that I've got some nice color on my veal shanks here, you can see the nice golden brown color. Effectively what I've done is caramelize the already existing sugars present in the meat to get that nice golden brown color. I'm going to now transfer them into a roasting pan I have right here ready to go. The same technique applies for the vegetables. If you can see, they have a bit of a golden brown color to them. Again, I've caramelized the sugars present in specifically the onions to enhance the flavor a little bit more. Now I'm going to transfer them over into the roasting pan. Back here I have my hot beef stock ready to go. Now I want to cover it just so that it barely covers the top of the osso buco. We'll mix everything around a little bit to incorporate it. And then we're going to cover it in foil and pop it in the oven. Okay, now I've taken this out of my oven, which has been at 300 degrees. It's been in there for about 5 hours. Okay, now in order to check and see that your osso buco has been cooked thoroughly enough, you're going to notice that it's basically fallen off the bone. You can see that I can just pull it away with my tongs, that it's shredding ever so easily. You know now that it has been in there long enough and it's going to be as tender as you want. Alright, now that the osso buco is thoroughly cooked, I've strained all the solids out of the cooking liquid. I put it back on the stove and I reduced it by about half and I thickened it with a little bit of roux. Now you can see the consistency of the sauce. All this is the cooking liquid reduced and thickened, seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper. You're going to want to go ahead and top the osso buco with that. And then what I have right here is called gremolata. This is the classic garnish for the ossobuco. It's a mixture of lemon zest and parsley. You just want to sprinkle a little bit over top, and there you have it. If I were serving this with a party, I would probably have, I would say, risotto or a creamy polenta I would serve over top, and that's your dish. Now you'll see this ossobuco on the fall-winter cycle here at Whitehorse. It's a great wintertime dish. It's a very hearty, very robust flavored dish.